Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with a new shade of the YSL Clutch. The shade I had was 300 Casbah Spices. It broke on camera. If you guys have watched, that was my last video. So I brought it back to Sephora. I'm so proud of myself because a lot of you guys said bring it back. I brought it back. Of course, they did not have Casbah Spices, so I ended up getting the shade 200. It doesn't say what it is, it just says 200. Now, I tried filming this video before, so the quad doesn't look as pretty because I've been in it. This is what this one looks like. And I'm kind of happy I picked this one because it's warmer. I feel the tones are warmer and I think it's more flattering on deeper skin. I don't want to hold it up too much because I don't want the same thing happening. So I ended up with shade 200 and I really like it. So I'm gonna go right ahead. I've already prepped my eyes. As you can see, I look insane. And I'm gonna first go in with this beautiful shade right here. This one is like a soft pink velvety kind of shade. And I'm gonna put this all over my lid. Now these shades are very pigmented and I feel like this the pinks in this palette is very Christmas. Like this would be like a nice Christmas look. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this beautiful brown chocolate shade, and this is a lot warmer than the brown that was in the other palette. The brown in the other palette was definitely more on the cooler side. And I'm just gonna pack this on. And the shades are very, very pigmented. They're like the Patrick shades and the Viseart shades. It's very soft. Very buttery and super pigmented, as you can see, and I'm packing as much as I can. Now when these two blend together, it's definitely pulling more on the pink side, but I don't mind it. All right, now I'll take the darker pink, which is this beautiful shade right here. It's like a deep ashes of rose pink. You see how careful I'm holding it? I mean, I turned it over in store to make sure it wouldn't fall out, but I'm still nervous. And I'm gonna put it right on the lid. I'm not gonna take it higher. I'm putting it directly on the lid. Very pigmented. See that? Super pigmented. I'm gonna take the lighter pink shade as well. And that I'm gonna put on my brow bone. All right, now I'm gonna take the beautiful gold shade and this shade is a lot warmer than the shade in the other palette. It's more on the gold side. The other one was more like champagne. I've damped my fingers on a wet wipe, and this also has like some pink flecks in it. It's like super pretty. I don't know if you can see some of the pink flecks in it. And I'm just gonna go over my lid, and I don't care like where the glitter land. I'm just gonna pack it on, and I'm using my fingers just like last time how I used my fingers. I'm gonna use my fingers on this one. All right guys, then I'm gonna take the same light pink shade in the palette, this one right here that I used on my brow bone. This one on top, right here. And I'm gonna put that a little bit in my tear duct. Then I'm gonna go in with lashes and liner. And I'm going to be right back. Alright guys, I'm back with lashes and liner on. I really like this. And I hope the camera is picking up how rich the brown and the pink shades are. This is a pretty palette. It really is a pretty palette, and thank God it did not fall out. So initially I just was gonna do a review of this palette, but I'm just gonna finish my makeup on camera. I'm not gonna go into much detail. I'm just gonna sit and do my makeup. So I'm gonna use the YSL All Hours foundation. I have it in the shade B80, which is quite red on me, but I make it work with how I use my concealer. So what I blended out, guys, don't be too surprised. I know it looks crazy, but this is one of my favorite foundations at the moment. And even when I repurchase this, I'm going to repurchase in B80. And I'll show you the reason, like when I mix it with concealer. So I'm going in with Huda Beauty's concealer. This is in peanut butter. This is almost finished. I'm not sure how much is in here. So if I run out, I'm gonna put a little bit of Crumble, which is another concealer from her. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of Crumble. All right, I have to add in a little bit of Crumble. I reordered peanut butter. It just hasn't come in yet. I like the shade Peanut Butter because it has like that sort of peachy undertone that I think goes very well with this foundation. And I usually use 2 concealers with this foundation anyway. And I will show you guys. All right, so I'm gonna start blending this out. And as you can see, the foundation already starts to look a lot better. And I usually mix it in with my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer as well. This is such a pretty concealer, guys, and if you own it, you know what I'm talking about. So what I do, I go in with the High Glam Concealer from Natasha Denona. This is in P6, and I put like a little dot right here, a little dot right, because this is like super bright. On my nose, right here, laugh lines, 1 here, and 2 down here. And I let that sit for a little bit, and while it's sitting, I go in with cream contour. So the cream contour I'm going to use today is from Refi. Now, when I went to exchange that YSL Clutch, I was walking around. Don't ever do that. I also picked up this Patrick Star liquid eyeliner because mine from Makeup by Mario ran out, and I love it. I used it for the first time today on my eyes. The tip is very sharp. It gave me a beautiful liner, but don't go looking at other stuff and touching stuff when you go into Sephora. Just go do your business and get out. Anyway, I purchased this Refi bronzers in the shade Onyx. This was the darkest shade they had. It's so red, but I still picked it up. There's a girl on TikTok that I like. She uses it, but she's of a lighter skin tone, and she uses, I think, the medium shade. I was not expecting this to be as red. Even in store, it didn't look as red. I swatched it, but I've never put it on my face. I figured, why not do it today? This is what it looks like. It is red. There's no other describing what it is, and I'm not sure why some of these companies think that all of us want this red bronzer. I'm going to use this little brush because I don't want to pick up a lot, and this is a darker foundation, so I don't know how much it's going to pick up. Oh, doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty. But I think I definitely have to use a lighter hand. Like if I use a lighter foundation, I think I'm going to really see it pop. And I'm definitely going to use a lighter hand. That's not bad. Let's see how it looks on my forehead. This is going to be telling. Yeah, even with the foundation being as rich as it is, you can definitely see this. See the redness of it, but it's very rich and nice. Okay, it's not bad. I think I'm going to use it with this same little brush. And I'm going to use a light hand because it looks nice. And the texture of this is so beautiful, guys. I love the texture of it. And that's what got my attention. And of course, I pick it up, but of course that can just be me trying to find an excuse. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend out the Natasha Denona concealer now. And this has like a beautiful, I don't know if it's coming off on camera because today there's no sunshine. I'm mostly using my ring light. I'm in New York and we've been having a lot of rain, flash floods, heavy winds. So it's been pitch black since this morning. But this has like a beautiful peach undertone. I mean, it's P6. I think the P stands for peach. And I think it just looks stunning on deeper skin. This is such a beautiful concealer, guys. And if you haven't already, I think you should give it a try. It just does something to the under eye and like wherever you put it on the face, because look at this. I think it just smoothed my whole complexion out. And I love mixing it with peanut butter. I can't wait for it to come in. I ordered it. I ran out. And to think I was in Sephora and didn't realize I ran out. But, because I just ordered it today. But, and do you see that contrast with like the richness of the foundation and that bronzer and then this concealer with the color of it? It's stunning. If you have a deeper skin tone, I don't think you would mind P6. It's quite lovely. And this concealer, I've never worn it on its own. I like to put it over other concealers, like a topper, just to make my under eye pop. I'm just gonna set my under eye really quickly. This wasn't even supposed to be get ready with me, but here I am. And of course, this is Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 30. This is my go-to under eye powder at the moment, along with the Huda Beauty, but I tend to reach for this a little bit more. All right, now for all over powder, I'm gonna use the Prisme Libre powder. I have it in shade 5. I didn't get ready with me using it. It's new. When I had turned it over last time, it's spilling over the side, so I'm not gonna hold it up for long. And the last time I used it, oh gosh, it's spilling again. The last time I used it with this Beauty Blender sponge. I never really liked this sponge for under eye. I always felt it was like too bulky, but I use it with this powder and I like it. Ugh, I'm gonna try to scrape around the edges of it. Yeah, I used it with this sponge and I liked it. Just like patting it all over my face, and I never like stick my hand in it. I just making such a... I'm trying to sap up the powder from around the edges. And I like this powder. And you know what a difference. I'm just scraping up what's on this side on the table. What a difference a shade made in the powder. But I do love shade 5. Alright guys, I finished my under eye off camera and I'm going in with the usual suspect. I'm going in with Patrick Starr, his trio, and I have the dark trio. The more I look at this Refi, I like it. It's like it really carved out my cheek. Like you can definitely see the difference, like where it's there compared to the rest of my face. Because sometimes I'll do a contour and I don't see that starkness, and sometimes I want that starkness. I think it looks really pretty. Very like model-esque. And I was running up the step. I thought I heard my dog choking. I'm out of breath. This is not good. And look at me doing a full get ready and running my mouth. I said I was just gonna do my makeup and shut up. I'm here running my mouth. But I like to explain stuff. That's the thing with me. Like I even see people play music and do they get ready with me. I like to explain stuff. I like to like say why I like it and go into details. So it's hard for me to just, and I like a lot of bronzer on my forehead lately, guys. Like, I don't know, I just like the way it looks. So I put a lot of bronzer, powder bronzer on my forehead. Clean up a little bit so there'll be no lines of demarcation. All right, so for blush, nothing new, nothing exciting. Patrick Todd, do we know her? And as usual, I like to go in with the powder first, and I've been obsessed with a peachy blush. And I forgot to put on my cream highlighter from my Make It Forever palette, and I put it on over the powder, and it went on beautifully, guys. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it didn't look patchy or anything like that. Then I'm gonna go in with the cream, and as usual I like to use a sponge for the cream, and I'm just obsessed with peach blushes now. I think it's so flattering on deeper skin. Like, don't be intimidated if you have a deeper skin complexion to get peach, guys. It's perfect. All right, and I'm gonna set my face, and of course I'm using my Gucci spray. And I'm going to be very generous because why not? I live once and I love it. All right. Whew. Game changer. And I'm very generous with it. All right, guys, doesn't that spray just change everything? Look at my skin. My skin was looking pretty good before, I would say, with the concealer, that beautiful foundation. But this spray right here, it's worth every damn penny, every drop of that. All right, so for highlighter, like I said, I was in that Sephora when I went to return that, to exchange it. I was there titivating all over the store, touching everything. I started touching this. I picked it up. This is the Dior Highlighter Quad. It's in 02 Blitz. And I could sworn I had gotten 01 years ago, but I can't be sure because I don't see it in my collection, or maybe I just thought I did. What I like about this, I saw a lot of girls on TikTok use this, especially the girl that I watch a lot. But she's of a lighter complexion, but she says too to be careful with this because sometimes it fall out. So I'm not gonna do this. I'm keeping it up like this, and you know. And I just go around the whole quad. And look how wet this looks. This is what I like about it. It's not overwhelming. It just gives that wet look. Because for some reason, I always thought this was shimmery. It's not shimmery. It's just wet. It just has like this wet. See? And this is how I like a highlighter to look. I like my highlighter to have like that wet look. Not shimmery, but wet. I'm sorry I never picked up the copper bronze quad. I had no idea that was limited edition because the same girl uses it, and I was like, where did you get that? And she was like, oh, it's limited edition, because I would have certainly grabbed that. I don't know how I let that slip by me. All right, so for lips, I'm going in with the new e.l.f. lip liner. I've spoke about this before in my last video. It's $2. This is the shade Dark Cocoa. All right, today I'm going in with these two lippies. I'm going in with Sugar Boo, one of my favorite nudes. This was in when I did my favorite nude lipsticks. This is in, this is from Huda Beauty. And then I'm gonna top it with Dolce from Stila. This has like a little shimmer to it, but not too much. And I like putting it over there sometimes. Alright guys, this is the finished look. It was supposed to be about the quad, which I love very much. And I'm gonna say it again. You can get the whole Patrick Ta palette for about the same price or less. But if you're not the type of person that like a whole palette because you want to use all the shades, I would highly recommend this. It's very pricey, but I think it's worth it. The shades are beautiful. They're very rich toned and vibrant and so creamy. As soon as you put it on, it pretty much like blends itself. They're stunning. The shades are beautiful. I never knew YSL had such beautiful shades. Let me show it to you again. Very lovely. And again, this is the shade 200. I do like this Refi bronzer. I'm curious to see how it's gonna look with a lighter foundation where I can really see it pop. I think it's gonna look good. I like it. I was regretting picking it up when I saw how red it was. And I really like this, and I can't believe this was not in my highlighter collection. I wish I had bought the copper one. It's super pretty. This turned out into a get ready with me. I feel like I've been doing a lot of those, but if you don't mind, I don't mind. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.